Hello, this is Dr. Susan Hickman with the Mental Fitness Institute. We have been talking about the process of change. If you have already been able to run the gauntlet past Dooley's doubts, dodge the flaming arrows of Betty's blame game, and get out of the reach of May Overthinker, then you just might be able to make it to Justin Persistent's house. You know, it's up on the hill around the corner, but he has a nice snack and a cup of steaming coffee waiting on you, so move along. The truth is that Justin Persistence is a nice friend to have. In fact, he might just be your only friend as you trot along toward your goals. You know, way up there past Justin's house. His little hut sits at the base of a massive peak, Loftus, and of course, up on that peak is the home for which you've been yearning, for years, in fact. Now, relatives have told you that it doesn't exist, that it was lost to your family generations back, but you don't believe them. You were convinced that there is a flag staked in the ground up there with your name on it, and you mean to find it. So, Justin begins as he peers at you over a cup of Java. Are you ready for this? Your brief hesitation says more than what you actually say. Yeah, I think so, you spit out lamely. You think you detect the barest hint of a grin on Justin's face. So, what are you going to do when you get tired? He asks. Well, I figure I'll make regular stops to help to cut down on the fatigue. His eyebrows go up. Justin pauses a beat and then repeats the question. What are you going to do when you get tired? You could swear his eyes are burning a hole right through you. Keep going? You take a wild guess. Yup, is all that he says in reply. You are confused, and the look shows on your face. But, I have to rest, you stammer, starting to get upset. Yes, he says pointedly, never taking his eyes off of yours. You do have to rest, but you never stop. He lets that sink in for a moment. You don't plan to stop. You don't think about stopping. You don't entertain the idea of stopping. You are always going forward. That's the only option. He takes a deep breath, surveying you closely for signs of doubt. Your confusion grows, and it clearly shows on your face. I'm sorry. I don't understand. No one can climb without ceasing. There has to be breaks. Your voice sounds more shrill than you wanted it to. He just smiles, which makes you even more upset. Mr. Persistence takes his sweet time answering you. You shift in your seat, suddenly very uncomfortable, and you hear Dooley's voice begin to chime in. You shake your head, trying to shake him off. Justin finally says, This has been an obstacle for you for a long time, hasn't it? His voice is quiet, serious. What? You demand. What are you talking about? The difference between stopping and resting, of course. You rake your hands across your face, trying to grasp what he means, but you opt to stay silent. Better to be quiet than look stupid. Up there. He jabs his finger in the direction of the peak. Rest is a physical necessity, but stopping is death. His vivid blue eyes seem to reflect the depths of the sky. Your mind twirls in 1,000 tiny tornadoes. You see, my friend, rest is actually taking action. It is preparing you to continue the climb. It is not static or giving up. But stopping? Well, that's the same as failing. Because if you stop long enough, you are mentally already back in the valley. It is only a matter of time before your footsteps follow the same path. The coin dropped home. Ding, ding, ding! What Justin was saying suddenly made sense. For you to make the peak, every action, every thought, even your inaction through rest, must all be of one purpose and one mind: how to reach the summit. You never take your eye off the prize, because where your eyes and thoughts go, so will your feet. A smile lights your face. Now, what are you going to do when you get tired? He asks gently. Keep going. Make my next move, you say confidently and without hesitation. What are you going to do when you get discouraged? He continues. Keep going. Make my next move. What are you going to do when you feel all alone and the peak seems just as far away as when you started? Keep going. Make my next move, you whisper back. You lock eyes and sit in silence. He nods his head so slightly that it is almost imperceptible. Got it, you say, more to yourself than to him. And out the door you go, with only the flag in mind. You give it a color, a shape, and a name. You imagine what is written on it. You feel the feel of the tattered fabric in your hands. You smell the rarefied air, which is so crisp and clean. And you hear the silence. It is the sound and feel of success.